Hi everyone, welcome back to Aether Plays Cataclysm, sort of, quote unquote. Um, Today I had the idea of doing a unique scenario where we play as a mutant, right? Like trying to do a lab escape, right? So the way we're gonna start is I went ahead and generated 6 unique traits. Um, Really, I was hoping for the AI to generate like real animals, but this totally works for like the Cataclysm, where it just like generated like completely random, made up animals. Unless like there's something I don't know, maybe there is a Sonic Screech Fox or a Thornchill Tortiquill. Like who knows? The world's a pretty big place. The Aqua Whiskerfish. But yeah, right. So I asked to generate 6 unique, interesting animals and pick one scalar body part from each of them that can be seen as their defining feature. Right. So I'm thinking that we go ahead and enter all 6 of these into like a wheel, right? And we give our mutant 3 of these powers, right? So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so we've got the glowing glimmer moth, the sonic screech fox, the thornshell tortiquill, the aqua whiskerfish, the hovercrest humming raptor. Holy cow, that one's cool. And then the elastic leaperlope. Okay, so let's go ahead and click the spin. Okay. So our first. Oh wow, that is like. Holy cow, that could literally not have been closer. That's insane. It's literally right on the line. I don't even think there's like a pixel difference. That's actually insane. Okay, let's go ahead and read the glowing glimmer moth description. So the glowing glimmer moth, bioluminescent wings. The glowing glimmer moth is a nocturnal, medium-sized moth that has bioluminescent wings. These wings emit a soft, mesmerizing glow in various colors, which they use to attract mates and deter predators. Okay, well that's an interesting first start for our character. I'm curious to know whether or not they'll allow us to fly or not. Like maybe we'll let the AI decide. But at the very least, like we know that they provide light, right? And then maybe they could be used to scare off like other animals, perhaps, right? Because it says they can be used to deter predators. Okay, so that's one down. So we have we're part glowing glimmer moth. Okay, and then the next one. Okay, the elastic leaper lope. So we'll remove that. Let's go see which one that is. Aha, spring-like legs. The elastic leaper lope is a small, agile antelope that has evolved powerful spring-like legs. These legs enable the creature to leap incredible distances and heights, making it difficult for predators to catch and allowing them to easily navigate their rocky, mountainous habitats. So we are a mutant starting in a lab, right? Which means that it might be a bit difficult to like both like one user wings but two user spring like legs, right? But like maybe they allow for like a very powerful kick. So this is like a pretty good weapon, I'd say. Right, like first we try to deter the whatever we're facing with our bioluminescent wings, and if they still keep coming, then we just like use our legs to kick them back. Okay, and now for our final one. Let's see what it is. And spin. Our final one is the. It's so close again. Okay, the Thornchill Tortiquill. Okay, so let's go see what that one is. So the Thornshell Tortiquill has a retractable spike shell. The Thornshell Tortiquill is a tortoise with a retractable spike shell. Okay, so it's like very different, right? Like it's combining like something agile with like something slow. The spikes on its shell extend, providing an effective defense against predators. The spikes also aid in camouflage, as they resemble the thorny bushes in their natural habitat. Okay, so using this as a base, let's go ahead and write the description for our scenario. Now, please take on the role of a seasoned dungeon master with a knack for storytelling. You'll be responsible for leading the story in an interesting direction and giving our character novel choices based on the setting chosen. Specifically, I will be taking the role of one of the mutants on the deepest floor of the lab. We are a human, I should say, I am a human infused with the DNA of a glowing glimmer moth, the thornshell tortiquill. I guess these are technically, I guess, the scientific names, so they need to be capitalized, and the elastic leaper loop. I am confined to myself, forced to bear brutal, unethical experiments day after day. However, I seem to be given an infinitesimal chance of hope. My sedation drugs were not administered to me for the second day in a row due to a staffing mishap, and I am finally aware enough to try and escape my predicament. I bide my time waiting for an opportunity to capitalize on their mistake. I should say on the scientists' mistakes. There we go. All right, let's see what happens. As the dungeon master, I shall set the scene and guide you through the story while presenting you with various options, but the ultimate choice of action will be yours. You find yourself in a dimly lit cell, the only light seeping in from the small observation window on the door. The cold steel walls seem to close in around you, reminding you of the countless days you spent trapped here. Your body, enhanced with the DNA of the glowing glimmermoth, thornshell tortiquill, and elastic leaperlope, feels restless and eager for action. As the door to your cell slides open with a hiss, two scientists enter, seemingly oblivious to your newfound clarity of mind. They begin to set up their equipment for yet another round of tests. You know that this might be your only chance to escape. Okay, so we're presented with a bunch of options. Let's do this. We'll turn off the options. Okay, so two scientists enter our cell, right? And they end up setting up the equipment. I choose to bide my time, waiting anxiously to try and get a better idea of what the equipment is, listening to the chatter of the two scientists as they work. Perhaps it might be useful in my escape out of this place. As you patiently wait, observing the scientists and their equipment, you notice that one of the devices they brought appears to be a portable scanner. The scanner, designed to monitor your vital signs and brain activity, could potentially be used to track any abnormalities in the lab security system or personnel. The other equipment includes a variety of needles, vials, and sensors meant for extracting samples and recording data. You listen carefully to the scientists' conversation, hoping to glean any valuable information. One of them mentions that the head researcher is upset about the staffing mishap and has increased security measures throughout the facility. They also discuss the latest enhancements to the lab's containment systems, revealing that the mutants are being more closely monitored than ever before. Armed with this knowledge, you realize that escaping will be challenging but not impossible. You weigh your options, considering the best course of action for getting past the scientists and out of your cell. What will you do next? Portable scanner. I realize that the portable scanner might be useful for alerting me of any security that is searching for me from a distance, potentially giving me a chance to escape before getting cut off, getting intercepted. I continue to bide my time and dutifully walk over to the scientists setting up the equipment, as I've always done. Now that I'm close, I make a low, trouble groaning sound, as if I'm upset or disquieted by something. As you approach the scientists, your low, troubled groan captures their attention. They exchange concerned glances before one of them approaches you cautiously. "Are you alright?" the scientist asks, clearly worried about your distressed state might be an adverse reaction to one of the experiments or a side effect of a missed sedation. The other scientist, still holding the portable scanner, seems uncertain about how to proceed. His focus is now on you and his colleague, giving you a possible opportunity to make a... Okay, I feign a stumble, shifting myself into the closer scientist, and at the same time spread my wings. I focus all of my mental energy on trying to make the most enchanting, stimulating imagery I can. As you feign a stumble and lean into the closer scientist, you simultaneously spread your bioluminescent wings, casting an array of dazzling colors and patterns onto the walls of your cell. The effect is hypnotic and enchanting, drawing the attention of both scientists as they gaze in awe at the mesmerizing display. The momentary distraction provides you a perfect opportunity to act. Okay. With both the scientists now under my command, I decree the following, projecting an air of confidence. Stick close to me. From this moment forth, I am your new lab supervisor, and you will report only to me. Do you understand? Though the scientists are momentarily captivated by the dazzling display of your bioluminescent wings, they are not completely under your control. However, your confident tone and authoritative demeanor catches them off guard. They exchange uncertain glances, unsure of how to respond to your unexpected declaration. One of the scientists hesitantly replies, I understand, but how can we trust that you are our new supervisor? We never received any notice about a change in leadership. The other scientist seems more skeptical, gripping the portable scanner tightly and looking ready to call for help if necessary. At this critical juncture, you realize you must quickly decide on the best approach to maintain control over the situation. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. Uh-oh. Knowing that these scientists no longer see me as human, I realize that there's no point in appealing to their sensibilities. I am your new supervisor, as I have the ability to terminate you at will. Without a second thought, I crouch down, building up power and extend the spikes from my shell. The skeptical scientist has no more than a split second to realize what's about to happen before I spring backwards with explosive force, aiming to skewer them with my shell. Hopefully that is enough to convince the timid scientist to follow me. As you crouch down and extend the spikes from your shell, the room fills with an air of tension. The skeptical scientist's eyes widen in shock as he finally grasps the imminent danger. With an explosive burst of power, you spring backwards, aiming to skewer him with your shell. Your sudden and forceful attack takes the scientist by surprise, and he is left with no time to react. The spikes on your shells pierce through his lab coat, pinning him to the wall. He gasps in pain and shock, dropping the portable scanner onto the floor. The timid scientist, witnessing the swift and brutal display, is now visibly shaken. He stammers, I understand, I'll follow you. His fear of your abilities and determination convinces him that cooperating is the safest option. With the portable scanner now within reach and one scientist willing to follow your lead, you have several options for your next move. Okay, what will you do next? I retract the spikes from my shell and grab the portable scanner from the now unconscious scientist. I am incredibly tense and gesture brusquely for the timid scientist to follow me, knowing that an alarm might be triggered at any moment. Get your credentials out and get ready to let us out. And get ready to let us out of the containment cells. I glance by the countless other mutants still trapped in their cells, giving them a sorrowful glance, hoping I'll be able to come back for them. With the portable scanner in hand and the timid scientist following close behind, you make your way to the door of the containment area. The scientist, trembling slightly, pulls out his credentials and swipes them through the security panel next to the door. The panel beeps, and the door slides open with a quiet hiss. As you glance back at the countless other mutants still trapped in their cells, you feel a pang of sorrow, silently vowing to return for them if you manage to escape successfully. The corridor outside the containment area is dimly lit, with the hum of machinery echoing through the space. The timid scientist whispers, I can help you bypass some security measures, but we must be careful. There are cameras and patrols on this floor. You nod in agreement, preparing to make your way through the lab with the following options in mind. Yeah, let's go ahead and use the portable scanner to detect any nearby security personnel. I know that it's too late to disable the cameras, and my entire body is tense as I anticipate an alarm getting triggered at any moment. Fiddling with the scanner, I point it roughly in the direction we're heading, sweeping it back and forth down the corridor, hoping to pick up where the armed security might be. From my time locked up, I know that every guard has a submachine gun at the very least, so encountering even a single guard could be disastrous. Okay, there we go. As you fiddle with the portable scanner, you manage to adjust its settings to detect the presence of nearby security personnel. Sweeping the scanner back and forth, you carefully monitor the readings while you and the timid scientist proceed down the corridor. The scanner beeps softly, alerting you to an approaching security guard. You quickly pull the scientist to a nearby alcove, holding your breath as the guard passes by, his submachine gun slung over his shoulder. Once the coast is clear, you continue down the hallway using the scanner to detect and avoid any further patrols. You're keenly aware that encountering even a single guard could spell disaster for your escape. I glance at the scientist, my voice low and shaky. That guard back there. You didn't alert them. Well, why? Every scientist you met up to this point has been nothing but a monster, so you couldn't even comprehend the reason why this one was helping you. The timid scientist, his eyes filled with a mix of fear and determination, replies in a hushed tone, I never wanted to be a part of this. The things we've done here, it's not right. When I saw what you could do, I realized that maybe there was a chance to make things right. If I can help you escape, maybe, just maybe, it'll be a step towards redeeming myself. You can see the sincerity in his eyes, and it's clear that he's genuinely trying to help you. With this newfound understanding, you proceed down the corridor, knowing that you have an unlikely ally by your side. Okay. I see. I'm not sure I'm entirely convinced, but that doesn't really matter. As we step towards the elevator at the end of the hall leading to basement level B4, the wide industrial doors suddenly swing open with a loud swoosh. No less than 5 armed guards were suddenly right before us, their weapons already drawn. As the imposing industrial doors swing open over a resounding swoosh, time seems to slow down and the atmosphere becomes thick with tension. The 5 armed guards stand before you, a formidable barrier between you and your freedom. Their expressions are stern and their eyes steely, and their weapons poised to strike. The cold fluorescent light casts eerie, elongated shadows on the floor, creating an almost surreal tableau. The air is charged with anticipation, each breath a battle between hope and despair. The timid scientist, once a beacon of resolve, now stands frozen by your side, his eyes wide with terror, betraying the fragility of his newfound courage. You can feel the rapid rise and fall of his chest as he clings to the last vestiges of hope, still desperate to redeem himself for the atrocities he has witnessed and in part enabled. In this moment, you realize that your fate and that of the timid scientist hangs by a delicate thread. The choice you make in the next few seconds will determine whether you continue to fight for freedom or become forever entwined in the dark machinations of the underground laboratory. As the guards raise their submachine guns, you take a deep, steadying breath and focus on your unique abilities, forged from the DNA of the glowing Glimmermoth, the Thornshell Tortiquill, and the elastic Leaper Lope. With your heart pounding in your chest and adrenaline coursing through your veins, you quickly consider your options. Let's read through the options. Unleash a dazzling display of bioluminescent light, disorienting the guards. Extend the spikes from your Thornshell Tortiquill, creating a barrier between you and the guards, and charge forward in a desperate attempt to break through their ranks. Rely on your elastic Leaper Lope ability to dodge the guards' gunfire and swiftly leap towards a safe vantage point where you could plan your next move. The weight of your decision lies heavy on your shoulders as every second counts in this life or death confrontation. What will you do next? Okay. I spin around and hug the scientist to me, extending the spikes from my shell and crouching down, hoping the super alloy within it not only creates a shield against the subsonic gunfire, but ricochets the bullets back, eliminating the guards in the process. With a swift movement, you spin around and pull the timid scientist close to you, enveloping him within the protective embrace of your armored form. You extend the spikes from your Thornshell Tortiquill, bracing yourself against the inevitable hail of gunfire. As the guards open fire, the deafening roar of bullets fills the corridor. Your super alloy shell not only withstands the barrage, but also causes the bullets to ricochet back towards the guards. The scene becomes a maelstrom of chaos and violence, with sparks and shrapnel flying through the air. As the echoes of gunfire subside, you slowly rise from your defensive crouch, releasing the scientist from your protective grip. The guards lie motionless on the floor, taken out by their own bullets, their weapons silenced. The scientist, still trembling from the encounter, looks at you with a mixture of awe and gratitude. "Thank you," he whispers, his voice barely audible amidst the ringing in your ears. Now that the immediate threat has been neutralized, you must decide on your next course of action. Let's go ahead, and I shuffle into the elevator, trying to ignore the grisly display, and arm myself with 2 submachine guns, handing the scientist one as well. We focus on quietly reloading the weapons, not sure what we'll encounter on the next floor. "Still think it was a good idea to help me?" I inquire, the slightest joking tone in my voice. A vain attempt at diffusing the heavy atmosphere with a bit of gallows humor. As you both step into the elevator, the doors close behind you, momentarily providing a reprieve from the chaotic scene you've left behind. You each take a submachine gun, and the timid scientist nods his thanks, his hands shaking as he accepts the weapon. In the relative safety of the elevator, you both work silently to reload the guns, the mechanical clicks and clacks punctuating the tense silence. Attempting to lighten the heavy atmosphere, you ask the scientist, "Still think it was a good idea to help me?" A ghost of a smile flickers across his face as he responds, his voice tinged with a mix of fear and determination. "Yes, despite the danger, I know I made the right choice. Whatever comes our way, we'll face it together." As the elevator hums to life and begins its ascent to the next floor, you brace yourself for the unknown challenges that wait. You consider the following strategies to help you navigate. Okay. Not having enough time to do much else, I brace myself against the reinforced steel walls of the elevator, in case a barricade has been set up on basement floor 4. If there is gunfire, I remain in place, pinned down. Otherwise, I take a peek out at the surroundings, trying to get a sense of what dangers might lurk on this floor. As the elevator slows down and the doors begin to slide open, you brace yourself against the reinforced steel walls, ready to face any potential threats or barricades that might be awaiting for you on basement floor 4. Fortunately, as the elevator doors open, you are not met with immediate gunfire. You cautiously peek out into the dimly lit surroundings, taking in the environment of this floor. You see rows of workstations filled with sophisticated equipment, beakers, and test tubes. The hum of computers and the faint buzz of machinery fill the air. It appears to be a research floor dedicated to analyzing and studying the genetic material of various creatures. Although the floor seems to be devoid of any immediate danger, you can't shake the feeling that something may be lurking in the shadows. You consider your options for exploring this floor. I step out cautiously, activating the flashlight on the barrel of the submachine gun with a light click. With scientists in tow, I begin to creep forward, unable to shake the feeling that something might be stalking us. Something that's not human. With the flashlight on your submachine gun illuminating the darkened space, you cautiously step out of the elevator. This timid scientist following closely behind. As you move through the floor, the shadows cast by the equipment and workstations seem to dance menacingly on the walls, heightening your sense of unease. The air is thick with the scent of chemicals and sterile smell of a lab, but there's an undercurrent of something else, something primal. As you continue to explore the area, your instincts tell you that you're not alone, something else is lurking here, something that's not human. I speak in a hushed whisper, fidgeting with my submachine gun. Hey, what's up with this place? Something doesn't feel right. As you speak in a hushed whisper to the timid scientist, he looks around nervously, also sensing the unsettling atmosphere of the floor. I'm not sure, he stammers. I've never been to this part of the lab before. But I've heard rumors about experiments gone wrong, things they couldn't control. Before he can say anything more, a sudden scream pierces the air. The scientist scream. You whirl around and to see him being dragged away by something moving incredibly fast, leaving you only a brief glimpse of a large shadowy figure. Panic surges through your veins, and you know you must act quickly if you want to save him. Not wanting to fire my submachine gun and accidentally injure the scientist, I sprint after him with my explosive speed, attempting to close the distance and tackle the menacing creature before it gets away. Relying on your elastic leap-or-lope agility, you launch yourself forward with explosive speed, closing the distance between you and the shadowy creature in mere seconds. Your heart races as you focus all of your strength and momentum into a powerful tackle, aiming to knock the creature off balance and free the scientist. The impact is jarring, and you feel the creature's massive muscular form give way beneath you. With a guttural snarl, it releases the scientist, who falls to the floor, gasping for breath. This shadowy creature, momentarily stunned from the attack, quickly recovers and faces you, its eyes glinting menacingly in the dim light. Knowing the look, I realize that it is about to attack. I pivot in place and try to use my shell to deflect the creature, extending my spikes. As the creature's eyes narrow and its muscles tense, you instinctively know that it's about to attack. You pivot in place, extending the spikes of your shell in an attempt to deflect the incoming assault. But the creature, cunning and agile, seems to have anticipated your defensive maneuver. With a swift, powerful motion, it evades your shell and lands a lethal blow, tearing through your defenses and causing you to stagger back, pain flaring through your body. Your vision begins to blur, and you feel yourself weakening as you struggle to maintain consciousness. The timid scientist, still trembling with fear, calls out to you, desperation in his voice. Stay with me, we can still make it out of here. He considers the following options to help you. Try to treat your wounds on the spot. Okay. Using any available materials to slow the bleeding and ease your pain. Attempt to communicate with the creature, hoping to buy time or even convince it to leave you both alone. Hope you flee the scene, supporting your weight as you both navigate the floor, avoiding the creature and seeking safety. What should the scientists do next? The only way to help the mutant would be to deal with the terrifying creature before them. Gathering up all the strength he can muster, the timid scientist lets out a trembling yell, flips the gun to full auto, and tries to light up the monster. Seeing that dealing with the creature is the only way to save you, this timid scientist musters all his courage, lets out a trembling yell, and flips the gun to full auto. He starts firing a barrage of bullets at the beast, hoping to put an end to the threat once and for all. However, to his utter horror, the bullets seem to have little effect, merely ricocheting off the creature's incredibly tough hide. The monster, seemingly unfazed by the gunfire, lunges forward and delivers another lethal strike, targeting the scientist this time. He crumples to the ground, overwhelmed by the force of the blow. As you both lay there, injured and defeated, the creature stands tall, its menacing gaze flickering between you and the scientist. Your vision grows darker, and you can't help but wonder if this is the end. But then, just when you think all hope is lost, you hear the distant sounds of footsteps echoing through the corridor. A team of heavily armed guards arrived, their weapons trained on the creature. They unleash a hail of gunfire and advanced weaponry, targeting the beast with military precision. With no other options left, you and the scientist use this distraction to make your escape. You help each other to your feet, leaning on each other as you stumble away from the chaos and the creature. Though your journey is far from over and many challenges still lie ahead, you've managed to survive this harrowing encounter together. And perhaps, with the help of the scientist, you'll have a chance at finding freedom and leaving the horrors of the underground laboratory behind. The camera zooms out, revealing that our protagonist's escape has been closely monitored this entire time, and the ultimate twist is revealed. As the camera zooms out, it becomes clear that your daring escape and the actions of the scientists were not as covert as you had believed. A hidden control room, shrouded in darkness, houses a group of shadowy figures watching multiple screens displaying your progress. Each step you took, each battle you fought, and even the scientist's defiance were all monitored and recorded. The central figure, a cold and calculating scientist, strokes his chin as he observes the scene unfolding before him. Fascinating, he murmurs to his colleagues. It appears that the fusion of glowing glimmermoth, thornshell tortiquill, and elastic leaper lope DNA has produced a highly adaptive and resourceful specimen, and it seems our timid scientist has proven to be an unexpected variable in the experiment. A sly smile creeps across his face as he leans back in his chair, contemplating the implications of this newfound information. We may have lost control of this particular subject, but the data we've collected is invaluable. The potential applications for our future experiments are limitless. As the camera pulls back further, it becomes chillingly clear that your escape from the lab is just another facet of their twisted experiments. The question remains, will you and the scientists be able to break free from their control and expose the truth, or will you remain an unwitting pawn in their sinister game? The ultimate twist has been revealed, and the stakes are higher than ever. This story is far from over. Dun dun dun! What the heck? That was really good. Oh man, that was a good twist. I like that. But of course, we have to wrap this up with a poem, right? A poem about our escape. So let's go ahead and use this. Please write me an award-winning, deep, metaphorical poem about the story. Okay, here. In the depths of a hidden layer, where darkness reigns supreme, a twisted world of science, a forgotten, tortured dream, fused with primal essence, a creature born anew, glimmer moth and torticle, leaper lope imbued. A cell, the birthplace of despair, the cradle of false hope, in chains of cruel experiments, a captive left to cope. Yet through the haze of suffering, a spark ignites the night, a chance to flee, to break the chains, to step into the light. With wings of bioluminescent glow, a shield of quills and speed, the mutant, once a victim, now seeks to break the creed. And in the dance of shadows, a timid soul unveiled, an ally in the twisted realm, a bond that will be quelled. The journey through the labyrinth where monsters haunt each floor, a test of strength and will, a battle at its core. But in the darkness of the depths, a light unbeknownst observed, their every move and breath by cold, unyielding nerve. In shadows cast by watchful eyes, a truth obscured by lies. For in the heart of freedom's reach, a twisted scheme belies. A puppet in the grander game, a specimen on display. Yet hope endures, the spark remains to guide them on their way. In the duality of shadows, the metaphor of life, a constant struggle, give and take, a love entwined with strife. The story of the mutant, a tale of dark and light, a symbol of humanity in an everlasting fight. Wow. These poems are just way too good. Holy cow. What the heck, man? Okay, well, I really like how that one ended. I really wasn't expecting the AI to just sort of just like kill our character like that, but I guess it works. And like we didn't actually die, right? Like we just sort of slinked off. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Thanks for watching. And yeah, I know this is something different. Like the GPT videos aren't really for everyone, but I hope you liked it regardless. All right, thanks for watching. Bye. Oh yeah, and I completely forgot the last piece of the story. What was the timid scientist's name? Let's see. As the mutant and the timid scientist continue their journey, forging a bond through their shared struggle, the scientist finally introduces himself, revealing his name to be Ethan. With this simple gesture, their connection grows stronger, fueled by hope and the belief that they can overcome the challenges ahead together. Ah, okay, there you go. And now it's over.